Day 451 of the journey begins. We're in Overmorrow. One second, we're gonna reset our audio. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. We're gonna check one other thing. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Why is oh, save. Okay. Sorry about that. We were adjusting our Twitch setup there. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. The chat for Twitch and YouTube seems to be working pretty well. We have 2 windows up to watch the chat. Don't seem to sync, so if I don't get to your message on TikTok right away, feel free to resend it and get to it as soon as I see it. So we are in Overmorrow. Oh, go grab this stuff before it despawns. Right, and we can just throw out a bunch of this because we can re-get it, but re-pick it up. Okay, so let's go over here and drop it off. So, one maybe? Yeah, we can put a lot in here. Okay. This is what our spirit account was using. For building the tower behind us, which we'll explain here in a second. Water there. We don't need, well, 4 buckets. I guess it won't hurt since it's all in a stack. 'Cause 1 or 2 is going to be the same. Okay, let's go back. So first we'll explain the Twitch thing we were looking at while we were... Oh, we lost a few buckets of stuff. Okay. I think it had been 5 minutes yet because we died and immediately logged out. Oh well. So yeah, the Twitch panel was showing 50, but our counter was showing 59. That's what we were trying to check out, that discrepancy. On that note, we're only 1 away of hitting our next goal of 60. And we're very close to making our goal of affiliate. And if you have any questions about the story, feel free to put those in chat or our streaming setup. Excuse me. Minecraft in general. We'll do our best to answer. We don't want to lose all of this stone that we're taking down, but oh, well, that's it. We could put some of it in the chest over by our portal so we could go take it over to Haven's End. So anyway, yeah, the tower. So I think what we're slowly building this out. We're using the spirit account to take down some of the water now. We have it mostly built out around, and we can refine it as we go. And you can see on this side, this one's square. This one's round. We might keep it like that. And this one was to the original build height. And this one is to the current of 320. And I think we might decorate this one, use it a little bit more. This one I think we'll more or less fill in and maybe use it for like storage or something like that and make it look a little more derelict. So it's a little thinking about making it a little more asymmetric and maybe working that into the story of maybe they were the same at one point and that one got hit a little harder by something. Or what would that be? The East Tower. And then the West Tower just didn't get hit, or maybe it was built later. Like there was only one lookout near Adventurer's Gate, because we're going to build 2 smaller towers on either side of Adventurer's Gate, maybe on the other side. And then there'll be a few smaller ones still on the Dawn Bridge. Or we might just build them all the same height on Dawn Bridge and not put any on this side. And that could work. And then we just work that into the story of the world. Which we are working on, call it a journal, compodium, for the builder character, so this account, and how the world kind of comes to be. And that will be, it is public and available. I just haven't put the links out to it yet, but it is accessible. Once I get a few more entries in it and get some kind of cadence to contributing to it, we'll put that out. But Overmorrow not being being part of kind of both stories, but not using Minecraft names and whatnot, is part of an actual novel that we're trying to write. So we're kind of building that story inside of Minecraft, so there's something to kind of walk around in. Some of the buildings may end up in the story, some may not. But that's kind of the goal there. And the world is put on GitLab every 6 months, a new updated version, so you can download older versions or whatever the current version is. You can build your own projects, make your own stories out of it, whatever you like. So that's kind of the goal of what we're doing and why we're doing some of this. Oh, but let's go sleep. And the other thing we were looking for was some kind of non-stone block that we could use to mark the shape of that tower, so we can kind of clean up some of the stone around it. And non-stone non-stance is something that's easily Do we have any soul? Do we have enough soul sand? That might be good. I mean, that's not really from around here. Oh, no. And I don't see a chest over there. Okay, so no, not soul sand. Part of our puttering, trying to figure out some of those little things since we're streaming a little bit more, at least for the next couple weeks. And we have plans for different levels of builds. So we have, I don't know if we went down to letter. We have letter or word as our beginning build up to lore level, which there's one of those projects in each dimension. Hello. And then the horizon wall here, until we come up with a better name, is the only project so far that will be a evergreen project. So it will have an effective end for Overmorrow and however far out builds go. But whenever we don't have something to work on, or we just need to like goof around, we can add to this wall, which will extend forever to the end of the world. So forever in the horizon, but we have a limit on Minecraft. So whatever that is, the 15, 20 million blocks in each direction, something like that. I used to know that off the top of my head. I should look that up again. But we're not going to even try to do that at the moment. We're just going to build what we need here and there because we're laying a million slabs down in the nether as part of Haven's End. And when you see this wall goes to height 150, it's kind of the standard height and a little higher for mountains. That means just a single thick wall would be 150, and just a million in that direction would be 150 million, or 1.5 billion at 100. So it's not something that we're going to undertake anytime soon. But that's why it's an evergreen project. We check all that and click up. So we do have plans and a structure that we can place to this. We're just being a little... Oh, pumpkins. Perfect. I mean, that won't look particularly good mixing those lights, but our goal isn't aesthetics today. Nether rack isn't enough. Can we put those there? I don't know if we can put those there, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we'll let that grow. Yeah, let's go over there and start doing some. And again, if you're on TikTok and you've chatted, I haven't seen the messages come up yet, but once I see them, I will address them as I can. So we'll go from there. All right, so let's clear out this. So that's 1, 2, 3. Let's maybe we'll leave the center out. 2, 3, and then put the lights out. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll put this there that marks that, and we'll do, okay. One, two. Yeah, we probably should have done those a little higher, but that's fine. Right. So that means that this can be cleared out. Right. So clear this. And we're just I am not familiar with Clowns from Outer Space. Is that a Steam game? Emily on track. We haven't thought about introducing too many other games. We have Satisfactory, maybe Baldur's Gate at some point. We haven't played it a little bit. Not too far. But those are things we've been saving for going affiliate, like putting audience choice for games to do. Kind of mix it up, like this is gonna have to, we're gonna have to fix this a little bit more. We're gonna have to figure out how we can channel this water down into a single stream so that we don't. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right, and then we can do first. But yeah, I'll have to look up that if that's a game after stream. Let's do that. Now we should be able to. Now we should be able to take this out. Right. So we'll just. Yeah. So we'll just leave this here. All right, we're gonna have to deal with the skeleton that's coming around from somewhere. Thank you, Coleman, for the follow on Chuck. Where is that skeleton at? Oh, here somewhere. Oh, we almost forgot to mention our streamer in the other ear today is Joel Duggan, who is currently live on Twitch. They do post to and they still post to Blue Sky, post to TikTok. They're part of the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcast. Both I would recommend. So, okay, let's. I'm gonna have to leave this bit alone here, I think, but we can. So we can. So this is going to be a. Oh, oops. Okay. I think at this height, since it's easy enough, we'll just clear it all out, like 2 up. That way we can kind of see through, see where we are. Because coming down, the lava streams that came down should mostly be in line. There might be a few that were a little off, but I think that's okay. And we can probably work those into the story somehow. Clean up some of them, but it's also not going to be a one block thick wall for the tower. I don't know if we're going to take the thickness inward or outward, because right now it is 21 by 21 inner diameter. So I don't know. That's a decent size if you want to put things inside, so it might make sense to add the texture on the outside and make it thicker. You know, 2, 3, 4 levels thick, blocks thick. So, okay. This one looks like it came out. This side is right, these two. These two go most of the way up are off, so we're gonna have to work that in. But this we can take off. This one that goes, this column here that goes most of the way up is also off. So I think we'll have to leave some of that here. Maybe that will just add to the thickness. So we're trying to just kind of clean it up so it doesn't look quite so messy out here. We put straight over here. We did not. It might be farther away. Okay. Here? No. Okay. We want to get rid of this block here, but we don't have any. Okay, we'll just pillar up since we don't have any scaffolding on us at the moment. Right. So some of the stuff that hit lava and water that hit lower started piling up and started piling up and creating those situations there. So we want like that. That looks good. Right, so that looks nice and even there, so we can come down now. Right. Anything in here? Oh, why is that cacti mixed? Okay, but this is good here. All right, so let's get all of this out. Got this cobblestone. Yeah, I think this will make it easier, just trying to clear out 2 levels here that we can kind of fan in, and then we'll be 1, 2, and then we'll do, that way. Okay. Right. Oh, we can put the, that's what we're gonna do. Put azalea there? Nope, we can't put azalea. Oh, frog light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, okay. That goes around, so that helps us see our shape here. So don't need a lot of this here. This cobblestone that formed here was one of those where the lava hardened or hit bottom. The cobblestone to kind of climb up. We don't need that one. It's just here. Yeah. So it's that. Don't need those pieces here. So this can be filled in. That's that one. This can be cleared out. Okay. Clear out as much of this, the stone down here. And the reason we have it filled with water is because when you jump from that 320 height to get down faster, we don't want to land on the stone. We're clearing this, cleaning this back out, I guess. That's fairly clean there. It looks like that column and that column are gonna have to stay probably. But for the most part, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2. So all of this needs to go because we have 1, 2, 3 diagonal, then there's a 2, and then the 7 block actually part of the wall. So all of this here is extra stone that shouldn't have been here. Right, so let's grab this. And we won't do too much. We're about 30 minutes here, so we'll drop off some of this. Then maybe we'll go mend our tools and see our questions in chat. Trying to keep an eye on that. So there's that. Ah, perfect. Oh. Okay. And we'll need more pumpkins or something eventually. That works. Alright, so this would be pumpkin. Yeah, so this is a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 2 wide. Oh. Yeah. And drop off some stuff in here. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, At some point we need to pick up our enchanting bow, but we just haven't done a lot of distance combat for a while, so we haven't worried about that. But anyway, yeah, so this is too wide. Inside the sand, starting here would be our 7, so from right here to right here, so that would be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 2, 6. Oh, yeah, 7. So it's actually going where the stone is. But the tower, a face of it butts up against the wall, so it's not on either side of the wall. It's on the southern side with its northern face pressed up against the wall, which I think works out since we want to, other than the Dawn Bridge, we don't want anything built on the north side of the wall. So I think that's a happy accident that helps give evidence, not evidence, help support that idea. So let's take a back up and reflect. So I think we're good. You can see some of the stone coming off the edge at the top, trying to get the lava and water to flow the way we want to create the cobblestone. But I think it looks pretty good. I don't know how we'll change this, but I kind of like some of these patterns down here. So we might fill those in with other colorful blocks and see if we can work in some patterns all the way up, which I think would fit in well with kind of the lore of like builder symbols or builder architecture. So having some of that here. And the size of the wall and the towers being so massive, and then our gunpowder farm will probably have a little dome on it, but it won't be much higher than that. And that'd probably be roughly the height of our cleric hall too. But point being, none of those, even with those extra little bits of height, will even come close to the Dawn Bridge or the horizon wall. So what is this? So that's 115. We're at 90 now. So even if we add 20, we're at 110. So the wall would still be 40 blocks higher, right? Yeah. So it would still be a presence. And dominate the skyline. And that would help reinforce the idea of the magnitude of older buildings versus the ones that have kind of pop up from the villagers that will inhabit Overmorrow. And there are some villagers in our iron farm, and then we'll have some clerics over here, keeping them far enough apart so that the villages don't interact. And none of them will walk around Overmorrow. We'll put in some maybe iron golems, maybe some snow golems. We'll have to be careful because the snow golems, if they wander on to the west side of the village, they'll melt. So, because it is a desert, even though we're covering it with grass. So we need to decide what kind of inhabitants we want. Villagers can't walk around because they'll associate with beds and mess up some of the farms. So they'll have to be like limited to walking around in whatever building that they're working in, inhabiting. We have some camels around. Oh, our camels stay over there. We had 2, but this would be 3 unless it despawned. Oh, there he is. There's one there. Should be one back here. This hole in the ground is our bamboo farm. Yep, one over here, and then there's one. One camel over here. Let's swing back and we should see. There he is. So we have 3 camels now. Don't know what we're going to do with those, but we have them. Where do we want to? Yeah, we'll over to our portal so we can drop off our stone. Maybe tomorrow we'll hit Haven's End. Yeah, that could work because Friday, so a little casual slab laying in Haven's End. What do we want to put? Drop that off there. Yeah, the sand we're keeping a lot because we'll need it for glass, cement, and for ocean draining over. Not going in there yet. At the Garden Temple, which we haven't been to in a while, but we'll throw that in sometime this summer. Definitely, if we get any raids or make affiliate, then when we get raids, we'll do world tours if people want to see that. And making affiliate, we'll put that up for a vote periodically. But for now, let's so let's do, and okay, so we got a little extra carrots. Oh, and we have an anvil on the floor so that when we get enough experience points, we can take some of the let's do hats first. Oh, helmets. It'd probably be more than we can do, but my experience we have. But we can take the experience and kind of condense some of those things. And while we're using netherite with enchanting, we can use the helmets to populate like our leather shop, so that if anyone else does want to use this world in the future or however it works. How much experience do we have? 2 left. Okay. Two. Okay. That one's done. So we'll take that one. Take these 3 hats. I don't know if we'll have enough experience to do those by the time we're done, but we'll do that. We generally do a lot of this mending off stream. We'll do a minute or 2 when you open and close streams. Anyone that is sticking around, thank you. And if you have any questions, drop them in chat. And we can make this a bit of a chat session while we mend some of our tools. Eventually, we want to get a zombie piglin farm going and see if we can make that a little bit more efficient. We have some of the skeleton down for that. We just haven't got around to actually finishing it, which is kind of our goal at the moment, is to get a lot of the farms and framework ideas down. If even as limited as posting a sign of "here goes the leather farm." And that way, as we need a break from one project or we need a material, we can kind of shift and pivot to other projects. And that will, give us a break or get us the materials we need a little faster and check something off the list. So rather than working on project till completion, we kind of do it that way. And the lower level projects, I don't know if we'll ever really call them complete. It's just getting them to a good enough state. It's more or less just that, I guess, the outline on those, because they would be too large to say complete. But a little string shop or other shop, things like that, are small enough that we can decorate it. And we can say that it's complete. We can always remodel later, but we can say those size projects we can call complete. Oh, what did I knock off? Oh. So it's this, okay. So the other thing is using our, what do we have? This is, so if we mend our shovel, something like glass is probably the best thing to use. We'll just put that there for now. But in our blaze farm, which we haven't used in a while, just because we're not doing as much direct work in the nether, and even though we could take the portal here over to it fairly quickly, still takes several minutes to get there, mend a tool, and then come back, whereas this is right in Overmorrow, so it's easier to come in and out. And you can see the tunnel on this door over here. It leads us to kind of those additional projects. So we're having a nice underground tunnel that goes from here to our cleric hall. We're going to call these our kind of smuggler tunnels. Essentially how the goods get moved around the city, town. And outside of the story, just a way to get between builds underground. So if you're working here, you don't have to go up and then go to where you want to go. You can just take the tunnel here and then go as well. And if you're just going between farms, it makes that easier. So to the left of us, which you can't see here, but through this, I guess through this tunnel here, this tunnel goes down to our string farm. So we have a cave spider spawner that we have a magma on. With copper minecarts under it, that I was thinking of. So the cave spiders spawn, they fall in the magma blocks. They roll over, drop their string, and then the hopper minecart picks up the string and collects it, and we can do that. So rather than having to go up to the surface, go over to the farm, and then go back down, we can just do that all from this level. Because we're at Y43, or not Y, we're at height 43 now. And the string farm is around height 17 to 20. So it's a little easier to get there. And we need to put a hopper minecart here to collect some of this stuff too. But the reason we're keeping all of the rotten flesh is taking this tunnel over to the cleric's hall. We can trade that for emeralds. So economy, if we want to call it that, is emerald based. We didn't want to make it diamond like some because we don't want to make things too rare. I mean, diamonds aren't exceptionally rare. They're not deep stone emeralds. They're not the rarest form of emeralds. Or emerald black. So emeralds would be common, but the deep slate emerald blocks would be more rare. Point being, we want something that's fairly common, not as common as a stone, but a little more common. And since it's the currency that the villagers are using, it makes sense to just continue that. And then you could develop that into something more elaborate. So 10 emerald blocks could be, you know, the equivalent of a diamond block or something. 10 emeralds could be a diamond or something like that. Maybe not block, but point being, you could have a tier system so that you're not paying 1,000,000 emeralds for something. But yes, that's our attempt at an economy. I think we're gonna just drop off these helmets and we're going to do a little more exploring. We need to do this probably off stream. Yeah. Is it here? Which one is it? I think it is the tunnel to the string factory that has the dripstone that we want. Oh. So no. It wasn't this, because this comes out back here and we are already here. Oh, but we can show this off anyway, so you can see our magma floor. They spawn in. By the time they get to the door, they are taken out. And then all of those rails down there. We need to push that one again. So that one's going to need some adjustment too, because it's going kind of slow. Yeah. Oh, so it looks like it needs probably hard rail in the middle. So we've been adjusting that design a little bit, but okay. Okay, so let's go back up. So this actually is pretty easy. Where was... How did we get to... Oh, maybe it wasn't the string farm. Maybe it was... Were we trying to get to the bamboo? It might have been the bamboo farm. Yeah, I'm thinking it might have been the bamboo farm. Maybe it was... we gotta figure that out. If we went in there... 120... so this is that farm. So this takes us to the string farm, which is good. But where? Well, we can always go to the surface from over here too. Right? But because it was somewhere off of. Oh, that's right, that's right. That's right. We made the tunnel from behind our dispenser here. Yeah, okay. Oh. But before we do that, let's go. Oh, did we have any more string in here? I'm gonna send this up to the surface. All right, so now we can come over here. We can drop our string, and all of this is going to end up on the surface. So while this is working its way up to the surface, we can go get our dripstone. Oh, we can light this up more too as we go. Okay, so we've got some diamond stuff there. We're not really worried about that much now, but we could go get that. So at some point we need to go back to the garden temple and start mining there. That'll get us more diamonds and redstone and everything basically. But okay, let's go this way. We're almost at an hour, so we'll probably get our dripstone, and then we need to explore some of this too, but that's something for another day. A lot of copper in here. Back to that another time too. Here we go. Okay. Okay. We'll put still touch some of this. That needs a lot of lighting, but that is not for today. We need to light up that ceiling too, so we probably need a lot of scaffolding to kind of bridge out, up, light some of this, and then kind of work our way down this cavern and down that cavern. But 15 and 3, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's enough to get us what we need. Oh, this was cavern that needed exploring? Maybe? Or maybe that was way down there. I think that's what that meant. We need to probably carry some signs on us to explore here. Yeah, because this is, yeah, this tunnel here comes up. This all area needs to be cleaned up more, but because this is our bamboo farm. So yes, so that was it. So from the experience farm, you can get to the string farm. From the string farm, you can get to the bamboo farm. Okay. All right, so we'll do that. So that's that. Here. Out. Now we have to decide where we want. Let's go here. We want our dripstone generator. So we have our little lava source over there. And so those are kind of getting crowded over there. So we need something else. Maybe in here. We don't want things too close together. We want roads and pathways. Another decoration to be able to fit in between them. We have the bamboo farm there, the poultry farm there, the leather farm there, string is there, iron's there. This little segment here. We have a couple on that side. So maybe in here is a nice big open area. And we could also start building kind of west to east. If we do that, we have a nice big open area here as well. Well, this whole area is kind of open, so. Where does this has a lot of space under here, so this could work out well for building some kind of scaffolding and stairing down here, and then we could put dripstone stuff down there. So if that's the case, then what is this coordinates? This is 90. 90, 30. We don't want to go too far that way. So how close do we want to get to this building? 45, is that close enough? Some of the farm can be underground, and this will be... Oh. And just the storefront is above. Okay. Right, if we do that, okay, so now how far do we go? We do 100 and 101. That seems kind of close. Yeah, 101 seems too close. So 107. Yeah, 107 ought to do. Let's see what that looks like, because then we're not too close to the water. And we're 45. Yeah. But we will need to go get some wood so we can do a chest. Oh, we'll just put this down then. So yep, so we'll lay this down. The buildings won't necessarily be square, but this will just give us a footprint to build the building inside. So we could make it very tiny, or we could take up this whole space. Yeah. So, we could expand it out if we need to, but this gives us something to work with to try to stay inside the boundary, up including the wall. So if we had any texture, 2 to 3 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this would be kind of here to be something like well, that's 2 on the third one. So, but something like that. You can just see it's much smaller, but not all the buildings need to be grand, and that's the other reason we're just kind of laying out the block for them, so that if we want to make it bigger or smaller, we can do that later. So I don't have a plan that I'm really attached to for building a dripstone shop. All right. Yeah, we should have kept some of the bamboo that we collected from the bamboo farm, but this will work out too. Oh, left a little bamboo behind. So, all of this. And see if we can get a double chest out of this. Right, and then perfect. So double chest and a crafting table. And we make that little bit of, oh, I guess we could sleep too. Make that little bit of TNT every time we come by. So that after Overmorrow gets far enough along, we'll have generated enough TNT to clear out the netherrack in Haven's End. Let's go up here. Did we put that? Oh, put it over here. And so I think it's starting to fill out nicely, some of these little farms and little shops. Poultry farm needs some work. We have some chickens over there, but we need to kind of get that system down. We need an actual roof on our bamboo farm. Right now it's only one level, but it over 3-4 days of operation, it's made almost three double chests of the bamboo planks. Which certainly isn't a lot if you're on a large server, but for our needs, just using our AFK account to sit around when we're not doing anything, it's working great. Yeah, we'll put it. Okay. Oh, there's that. Oh, some of the floating things here we're keeping. Because you can see the sandstone is relatively normal. You can place sandstone and put sand on top of it and it will stay. But you can see our floating sand there and floating sand there. These generated there as part of large mountains or semi-mountains, small mountains. And so when we leveled all of the sand here, so yeah, think of the terrain in the background there. When we leveled that to this for Overmorrow, we kept the things that were kind of the unique piece of the terrain generation, so like the floating sands and things like that. And we're going to try to work that into the story and the architecture. We will take down the sandstone that has torches on it because those were just part of the digging process. And probably little pieces like this and the floating chests. But the floating sand, the little islands like that are things that we're going to keep. And looks like we're missing a few of the bone here, so I don't think we took any of it with us. Wait, what? Come on. Why did I take my helmet off? Anyway. Oh, okay. So we'll have to get, what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bone blocks to kind of complete this possible. And maybe we'll turn it into something else. Maybe we'll make another little park or a tiny museum or a little research lab next to, maybe we'll build the library over here. Something like that. But that gets the idea. So one second. We're over an hour, so we're going to come up here and call it there. So thank you for joining The Journey Begins. We cut it a little bit short today. I will see you tomorrow when the journey continues for day 452. If you're interested in any working on, you can check us out on link after page. I'll also put it in chat. So you can check us out there on Linktree. So linktr.ee/mindtripmedia. That will give you links to the VODs for this, our mostly Lego build channel, our Blue Sky, Pinterest, all of our online initiatives. So feel free to check those out if you would rather support one of those than here or support all of them. The choice is yours. And we'll see you tomorrow. Journey continues.